Good morning, blue nights, self-existing blue nights in the yellow sun wave spell. Let's see where our intuition guides us today. Should I say where your intuition guides me today? Self-existing tone in the yellow sun wave spell. I love the blue night. This is my wave spell, this yellow sun wave spell. So have a kind of a bit of a personal relationship to all of these seals from that perspective. And the blue night, I told you that when I got my reading of the yellow magnetic sun in 2023, how it really shifted things for me, because I mean, he spoke predominantly about the sun, but I suppose when you understand, I mean, it just described me so perfectly, and elements of me that had never been described or presented with such clarity. And when I then dove into the system myself, so many things began to make sense. Like in my particular case, this blue night on tone 4, my own relationship to dreaming, dream time, intuition, the unconscious, nighttime, darkness, is in my own life relatively unique. Not entirely, but relatively. I know very few people, if any, and none come to mind off the top of my head. Maybe one, she was a lunar sun, who will so willingly and passionately dive into the dark, into the parts of the dark they dare dive into. I have aspects of it where I too recoil, but generally speaking, I believe meeting it and greeting it, these things we're scared of or whatever, is more powerful than running away from it. Simple case in point is when we dream that we're being chased by something, there is a school of thought or school of taught or school of thought, interesting, that says if you have the wherewithal in your dream, and you can by all means practice that in your waking hour when you restage the dream in memory. Do it in your imagination. That's a way of practicing this. When in our dreams, when we're being chased by something and we run away, if we stop and turn around and wait for that what chases us, it turns out usually it doesn't threaten. It comes with some sort of message. And to me, this is so telling of so much in life, where our interpretation of a situation, a person, a thing, leads us to be so sure that this is bad, annoying, irritating, and it's completely conclusive because our interpretation makes it so. We are self-affirming prophecies. I mean, we are self-fulfilling prophecies. Yes, we're self-affirming mechanisms. It is so a bit scary, but I think we could use that to our advantage consciously, son. And we may not realize the gifts or the flow. I spoke yesterday about the importance of the flow, a moon attached to wind and storm yesterday. Attached to yellow human, attached to... La, la, la. It's like there's a fundamental difference to walk through your dreams or your life or your unconscious with the idea of there are potential dangers there, versus it's all a Christmas calendar with doors or parcels to open and surprises to be had. We may not like all that we receive. We don't have to. And if we don't like it, we just acknowledge the fact that not for us and move on. I can hear someone saying like, yeah, but. I know it becomes, we crystallize structures. I'm back to that topic of forming gallbladder stones, gallstones. And they don't start overnight. It takes a long while. To me personally, I sometimes can get a bit scared. Like like what if in my body shit is happening and I'm too good at overriding the signals. I'm too good at ignoring it. My car, for example, is exactly case in point, has this little motor fault lamp that cars have, and letting us know that there's some kind of fault somewhere in the engine, and this car has at least one permanent fault, which is the oil measuring sensor is broken. So I have to make sure that I check my oil manually regularly, because the sensor won't tell me accurately. And I don't know what else is happening in the engine, but I virtually permanently, no matter how often I drive to my mechanic, he resets it all, the light goes off, I can wait for it, 3 days later it comes back on. So I live with ignoring it. If now my engine was really trying to communicate with me a more serious fault, I wouldn't get the notification, because that lamp is on all of the time. So yeah, I ride on trust that I take my car regularly for inspection, and that my intuition will tell me, nah, you should pay attention to this. This could be, it has to be my intuition, because that lamp is broken. So now I'm sometimes in my own body a bit like, what if what I'm doing in somewhere is I'm so used to, this is a thing in our childhood, we reproduce our childhood states until we change them, even if they're not good, but that's what we're familiar with, that's what our system knows how to, it knows itself within. Our identity has formed, our sense of self, it's like the mold within which we have formed. And the form we have taken is the form we know ourselves to be. And I'm not talking about just physical form, but all the forms. And the system will always strive towards coherence, right? Homeostasis, coherence. And if my coherent state is one in which I am, let's say, always overriding my own needs, or at certain times overriding my own needs, or even fill in the blanks. I mean, there's a million things I could say, yeah. That's normal. It's so normal, because maybe also our parents have done it, or one of them, so we don't even see it as in any way problematic. This is so apparent, it's so easy to see it in other people, much harder to see it in ourselves. And then, like, we don't realize, then what if I don't realize here I am with all this, like, I know how it works, keep your moon flowing, vada, I know the theory. And I'm one of those people, I think I apply a lot of it, but what if, and there must be my own blind spots. And how in the world can I address those if I cannot know what's going on behind my back, beyond my awareness? So how do I, as I ask myself, work with my body? Now here I'm moving directly. Blue Knight's analog kin is the yellow warrior, fearless, question, intelligence. I need to intelligently ask some question. How do I keep, how do I help, how do I know if it's going on, or how can I influence yellow human? How can I, cosmic human is at the end of this wave spell, remember? Tone 13. How can I influence? How can I be so wise? And the cosmic human is guided by the warrior. Just saying. How do I influence or allow or help my, how do I trust? How can my body work perfectly if I'm still running somewhere programs where maybe it's not an, I'm not aware of it, you know, you get my point. And occasionally that thought can get me like really nervous. What if I'm like with my car, I absolutely ignore that engine light. I don't even notice it. And sometimes it goes off. Sometimes it's off for hours or days and it comes back on. Like I don't know when it's off and I don't know when it's on, because it's so normal that it's on. And what about certain pains in my body? They're so normal that they're there. But I should take note, but I don't. Many of us are very used to certain pains from, well, wherever that starts. But chronic pain, I mean, it's like I think a lot of us are affected in some way or the other. And because, like, nah, it's a little niggly thing, and then we keep it going for a very, very long time, and years and years and years, and don't even realize, like, the whole system adjusts around it. Either we restrict our mobility so that we don't meet the pain. Yeah, man, and in our, you know, mind and other bodies, the same thing. Now we're in the yellow sun wave spell, consciousness, this our sense of self. It's not just consciousness, but it's that our known self, our expressed self, our highest self. Our expressed self is 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 actually always the expression of our highest self that we're capable to express at this point in time. That potentially there are, and I use these words higher and lower with trepidation, because I don't like to have, I want to remove from them the attachment of better or worse or good or bad. Just like, if we are, I mean, no human purposefully expresses a lower, quote unquote, lower version of themselves than they would have to, so to speak. It's like the software updates, the software inside, it doesn't willingly, I don't believe humans, well, yeah, well, we have free will, so what do I know? But, okay, here we go then. The will, your will, my will, our will to express, there is that free choice. And if I run along my own, my will is God's will. God's will is my will. Like, I can't make a distinction there. Talking from the sun perspective, it's like life is always right. I think it's one of the last lines of one of my favorite movies. Life is always right, she says as she walks away after watching or not watching her lover being quartered. The things humans are capable of. Blue Night, our own, I mean, the abundant field. I never tire to talk about Blue Night. It's very important, and every time comes around, it's like in a different wave spell. So, last wave spell, Blue Night. It's the third Blue Night and we've had, and we went from 3 to 8 to, no, now we're on 3. Oh, where's my glasses? I don't know where they are. We have resources. The infinite abundance, I take a screenshot, I make this a bit bigger. I should know this off by heart, but I don't right now. All right, but this is not, how is this possible? Oh yeah, of course. Silly me. So it's been 3, 10, and 4. These are the tones on which we met the night. I do want to talk about this for a second, just because I feel like it. I haven't really done this investigation myself, which is yesterday or 2 days ago, I spoke about the reading the Tzolk'in module, the whole 260 days, the way it's written. Chronologically it goes, you read it downwards. If you read it not chronologically, across, like the way we read a book in the Western, and not the Arabic or the whoever reads from right to left, but we who read from left to right, across. And then if I read the line, it's a third line of the Blue Night. It goes from electric to planetary to self-existing. Self-existing today, measure, define, form. 3, 10, 4. 3, 10, 4. Serving, linking, activating the next night's planetary, so expressed, manifested, perfection, manifested, producing, so it's the active tone 3, and this sequence is always the sequence every seal goes through if we read just the tones vertically, if you know what I mean. The sequences, and being a sun myself, I know it from the sun. The first sun we meet in the 267, the second one's 1, so, and then the third one is 8, so it goes 7, 1, 8, 2, 9, 3, 10, 4, 11, 5, 12, 6, 13, and back to 7. This is back to 7 because in both sun and one other, it starts on 7, but silly fart. Who else starts on 7? Blue Hand. Blue Hand also starts on 7, 1 in the first column. It really doesn't matter. So now we're in the self-existing night, in the sun wave spell. The night electrifies, it serves the dragon, the very first creation. Bonding activates service, night dream time. I can't, again, take my mind back there. Then it manifests in the White Wizard wave spell, the second wave spell, manifests itself. In the third wave spell, Blue Hand, it's not present. And then in the fourth wave spell, Sun, it's on tone 4, self-existing. So it's like all of us go vertically through that. After tone 3 comes 10. So we activate. When we serve, when we activate to serve, we manifest. I could just do that wild leap interpretation. The next time we meet ourselves is in our own manifested state. It, in chronological time, follows service. If we turn chronological time backwards, and we can turn it any way we want, I manifest, and then I serve. So. And then, but if we stay chronological, after manifesting, producing myself, and all that I produce as myself, I become night, in this case, self-existing. Any one of us would go through that. Any, self-existing, defining, measuring, forming. What are we defining, measuring, forming? Self-existing. Self-existing. So I spoke about yesterday that the body cleans itself. They are self-existing systems, theoretically. But we need to eat. If we don't eat, it's not self-existing. It will die. But is that because we've taken our frequency down so low that we're so dense we need to eat, or else? Like, if our DNA functions at much, much higher percentage levels, going up to like really high, 70s, 80s, 90s above, what does that mean? Will we still have a body this dense? Will we still need to eat biodense food? Will we live directly off light? What, who, how will we be? I'm curious. But in the meantime, we're here, I'm here. Dreamtime, Blue Night, can be a place for a happy abode for escapism, wanting to spiritually evolve into something less embodied, any kind of escapist behavior, whether it's workaholism or substance abuse, not to be confused with substance use, please. Substance abuse. It's just as work abuse is not the same as work use. I don't know. Yeah. Using our mind, abusing our mind, whatever. These extremes. Where am I coming from? I lost my train of thought. Dreamtime. Very easy to escape into sleep. Oh, even depression is a form of escaping. It's the funniest thing. I speak with compassion, of course. I've been there myself. But it's like the dire consequence of shying away from something in order to avoid something, and then really getting that something that we're trying so hard to avoid. As is with a lot of imbalances, the avoidance of things, this is the activating factor of fear. Fear and love, maybe the two sides of the same coin, it's an activating energy. So what we love, we activate. What we fear, we activate. So we call it towards us. That's why I'm always on about knowing our fears and just be afraid consciously. Then you can make a choice of what you want rather than what you don't want. Then if it's unconsciously you're battling against, or you're trying to avoid, or using a lot of energy going against something, which keeps our focus on that something, right? Yeah, Blue Night. Abundance. When we hear abundance, many of us, it seems, at least must be me, because that's what the field is reflecting back to me. I get a lot of, there seems to be a lot of this financial abundance. Seems to be abundance is so linked to finance. Like, abundance means, like, there are very, very few humans on this planet who are really not abundant. The abundance of now, and that would have to be a human probably pretty much in starvation on some level, very, very cut off from abundance. And however those systems work, where we really are, where there's really severe poverty, and then again, poverty, the opposite of abundance. Poverty is an abundance of a lack of something. It's still an abundance of something. I find it difficult to talk about without having a red light, ding, 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 ding. This is really like a hot iron. But what causes, well, maybe it's karma, maybe we need to learn a lesson when we incarnate into lives of that stark extreme. Maybe we are, I really can't and don't want to really comment on that. But most people on this planet, bell-shaped curve, have the abundance. I may not even know where my food is coming from tomorrow, but today I am fed. And today I have the abundance of the universe around me. Especially if I have five senses. I mean, that's already an abundance of being able to take in just being human. Inner poverty, not being able to feel the abundance that is just innate in just the human being, just our being. Blue Night is on tone 3 in the wave spell of the dragon of being. Serving, bonding, activate in our being, the abundance of our being. If we don't know how to activate the abundance, if we forget, it activates itself, it is what it is. But the human has always this little silly thing called free will. To learn how to really use that. I do not know why we have it. I mean, really. But we have it. And there the answer just flew through my head like, yeah, okay. Anyhow. Yeah, it's like a snake can look at anything with legs and think to itself, like, what's up with them? I mean, how unevolved. Who needs legs? They're still walking. I'm already slithering. Each to their own. And every reality manifestation coach, system, teacher tells us, feel the abundance that you want to have made manifest. Manifest abundance is in the wave spell of the White Wizard, planetary night. I mean. That's like the abundance is within. The whole magic is a question of perception. And then that will create. We are in this modern world very focused on objects and things and money and things in our head, money buying power. I mean, it's like really the lowest level of abundance. Funnily enough, in the tarot, the Ten of Pentacles is the last card of the minor arcana. It's the pentacles, the discs are the last world in the four worlds of the yeah, that thing, absolute, and these four worlds, yes, and the ten of this is Malkuth, so it's right the last, and the last, of course, is the closest to the first, right? But it's also like absolute manifestation, like fully the lowest frequency, the lowest energy, the most dense. It's the most densified divinity. It's as divine as everything else. And yet there is this sort of like element to the Ten of Discs that on the one hand, for people who may just want to like, I want to accumulate a lot of riches because I got, that's the aim of the game. Yeah, then Ten of Discs is like, you got it, or you're going for it, depending on where you find that card, right? It's like, yeah, great. Ah, but it's also the card of greatest poverty. If that abundance is just on the material plane, like, it's hard to describe, but ignorance, I mean, like, whatever. It's like, I love this. It drives me nuts sometimes, but I love the abundance of polarity in everything, almost everything. And yeah, what else do we have on the night? The Yellow Warrior. Let me speak truth. yeah, the four musketeers. I haven't touched on them at all yet. Oh man. Okay. The yellow warrior is the analog musketeer, most like itself. Intelligence, fearlessness, questioning. The intelligence, the warrior of light, to know how to deal with this abundance. How to, like a fisherman, fish from the infinite lake. How to know what to take and what not. Do you need, is it abundance or is it fear that makes a person want to accumulate millions, like, is it, or look more and more beautiful, or is it joy or is it fear? This craze about this youthfulness or longevity craze. Health is a different story, but is it the joy of we want to stay youthful and long lives because we love it so much, or is it we want this because we're afraid of aging, sickening, dying? It's a difference. It's a marked difference. Because, yeah, and for obvious reasons. So the intelligence of the warrior related to the abundance of the night, dream time, intelligent dreaming, dreaming fearlessly, also dreaming boldly and not needing to ask yourself, how am I going to achieve that? You don't need to know. Just dream it. Enjoy the dream. If you can enjoy the dream, never mind. How are you going to enjoy reality? What's the point? Then it's like, yeah, I want to have all that because, but when you get all that, you're going to find like, oh my God, I've created a golden prison. Or like, I thought I wanted this, now I have it. I realize I don't want it. I didn't realize it comes with all of this. So to me, it's always like, feel the abundance of the moment and the joy, and every other moment will take care of itself and will be filled with joyful abundance and abundant joy. It's that simple. We have the mirror in the antipode position, in the occult truth, and it's the planetary mirror today. Who incidentally, wait a minute. What am I doing? Incidentally, it's in the dog wave spell. Love, heart, loyalty. Truth expresses itself. Your love or how it's heard is going to show in everything that you manifest. Isn't that great? Heal your heart and you're sorted, man. Because then love flows, and love doesn't need a future. Love is now. Love is love is love is love. Are you feeling love? Are we feeling love? Or is it like, I'm waiting, I'm going to feel love when? Now I'm just annoyed. Now I'm just hating my life. Now I'm just working. Now I'm just existing. But if and when, someday in the future, then I'm going to feel love. Fair enough. Free choice. But if that isn't fun, if that is not really fun, it'd be a good idea to love what we're doing, to love our states, to loving what arises. I quote Matt Kahn. Okay. Truth, reflect, order in the occult, the mirror with a blue hand. So our unconscious, for example, will reflect in our expressed reality, in the way we react to other people, in the way other people react to us. There is a way to understand that while we're not, I suppose, directly influencing others to act in the way that they act, we indirectly do. This may be hard to hear if we're not used to this. I'm speaking with but our frequency affects other people and will bring forth manifestations from others that are in accordance with our frequency. And another person may act or do in one way with one person and be completely different with you. And they might be only like this with you and not with anyone else. Because it has to do with you. It has to do with the frequency both of you together elicit from each other. And whatever self-fulfilling prophecies we've got running, other people in Lakesh Alakin, who are other people, there are no other people, but in that illusion, in the mirror, other people become reflections of different parts of ourselves. To understand that, to really walk through the hall of mirrors we call our lives that way, it's a thing to do. It's pretty cool when you when you see your direct reflection immediately, when you recognize it. Like, why is it like that? Or why does this always happen to me? Or why am I always coming upon people who do this or act like that? Or, yeah, it's a good question. Intelligent questions. Do we want to hear the answer? White wind on tone 3. We can remember that in this wave spell. The relationship between warrior and wind is a very important one, and different wave spells have different relationships there depending on the tones. But we could, what connects the warrior? Hold a minute. I should know this off by heart, of course. Well, the world bridger, the knight, but the knight's not knight, serpent, world bridger. None of them are directly linked to the wind. Through whom do they link to winds? Human. No, but that's the guide. Wow, there's like now no direct link, so the link gets even more indirect. But if we're asking a question, who are we listening to for the answer from? What inner voice, who's speaking inside there? The warrior will be the one to teach us that, to distinguish between these voices, because there's an abundance of voices also speaking inside of us. Spirit, this voice, whose voice are we listening to? And that is can be beautifully explored. Do we want to listen to, well, what is spirit? For me, this answer is so obvious. I'm trying to imagine someone who says, but how and what and how do I know? How would I explain it? I don't know. I'm not right now. And then we have we're incidentally guided by the blue storm today, which is a switch. Not a double switch, but yesterday he was the occult strength, the occult kin to the right wind. Today he's the guide. Not around more. Transforming, liberating. That storm energy, the catalyst is guiding our dreaming in this wave spell. It's very important. The guides are very important. Being the eye of the storm, and the storm is again very linked to the sun. The analog power of the sun is guiding the night. Self-existing storm guides the night, and the planetary mirrors, its occult friend. And then the antipode is the skywalker. Space, explore wakefulness. And now it explores dream time. And if we know dream time is not just sleep time, it's also wake time. And you need that warrior on the other side of the night to be that fearless explorer, to be curious and awake. And it's very nice. In the night they meet, the mirror reflects endlessness, and the Skywalker explores space. So endlessness and space. Endlessness is an interesting word because it denotes end of a thing, end of time, end of space. If there is no end, endlessness. It doesn't say eternity. It says endlessness. Reflect order. I mean, yeah. My mind is just like going into, like, no, I'm out. I'm out. Time out. Said enough. Auto generation, storm, catalyze energy. On tone 4. Define, measure, form. Out of that abundance, we choose, or we don't. We allow it to just be. When I've chosen life, I don't need to choose which part of life anymore. The choosing happens automatically. Abraham Hicks always say, they have this 4-step process. By now I think it's a 5-step process. I'm not sure. Haven't followed in a while. But in the 4-step process, step 1 is ask and it's given. 2 is go into receptive mode, or 2 is not our thing, and 3 is receptive mode or something like that, and 4 is it's given or something, I don't know. But it's not our job to see to it like how does it come. We just sift what we want, and the going through contrast is automatic, and the choice making of what we like is automatic, so happens automatically. And then creation is also automatic. And the only thing that can stop us from receiving our creation is us blocking. Oh, I wish us an unblocked day. Blue night, abundance, dream time, measuring, dream, defining abundance, forming intuition, measuring abundance, defining intuition, forming dream, dreaming, definition, intuiting form, abundant, measure. I'm just throwing these words around. I love that. Like that's the core essence in the yellow sun wave spell. And the yellow sun wave spell is, since we started there, the magnetic unify, attract, purpose, universal fire, enlighten life. So what is our life purpose? And what is our life? What is life? What is my life? Is it my memory? Is it my history? Is it my future? Is it my potential future? Maybe I fall over and die in 5 minutes from now. Then what happened to all those potential futures? Do they suddenly just disappear? Where are they? Where were they? Are there other versions of me that live? Do I need to know? Or is life just now? Everything my senses can sense right now. That's a bit limiting, but it's enough. For my body self, that is more than enough. There's plenty to experience here, because we've manifested incredibly rich times. Like just having a phone with the whole universe, seemingly almost the entire human created universe, almost a lot of it is in that phone. I can go anywhere. Oh my gosh. I mean, how's that for manifested abundance? In the wizard wave spell, it's the magic that we've created, whoever we are, but we to have created these phones. Like, I mean, hello, can we just stop for a minute? And they're amazing. And whoever we are to have created these bodies, whoever created these bodies, the divine created the whole of existence. I mean, hello, that is just like how many atoms are floating around this room, how many molecules, how many substances, how many objects are here, how many things can I do with the objects just alone in this room? Like, wow, how many different flavors can I taste? How many different sounds can I hear? And I'm fully aware of how limited I am. I could hear and taste so much more. But it's enough what I've got, so I'm not saying, but abundance is everywhere. How many things can I touch and have different textures that we can touch? How many colors is my brain able to distinguish whatever light comes in through my eyes? And if there's nothing out there, my brain is creating all of the world I experience. My brain is creating the objects that my brain is interpreting my body to touch. My brain interprets the distance. My brain interprets the colors, the texture, the what, the purpose, the everything. I mean, if I look at it like that, which is positively fun and disturbing at the same time, who is in this brain? Who or what is causing this holographic projection? I am the projector. Who wrote the script? Who created the film? Who created that which is projected through me and through you? And together we're projecting a world that we can both walk through. And we agree there's a tree. I'm not going to bump into a tree that you're not seeing. It's just, isn't that, I think that is. I think that is just amazing. I think it's just, that's a miracle. Abundance manifest in the wizard wave spell. Everything comes from inside. Everything. Even this outwardly projected hologram we're living in. And that's not just theory, that's really practical. If I understand, I am the script writer. Now, if I had to write consciously everyone's role and everyone's part, I would never finish. I mean, I wouldn't even, nothing. So it happens automatically. Blue storm. Guiding the blue knight, the self-existing blue knight. The blue knight on tone 3 is guided by the blue hand. I'm not going back there. I've already talked that day. I'll get there again in 230, 20 odd days if I do a second spin. Like, it happens by itself, but we want to have the influence on that process to the degree that we want to feel good. And if we can just know what we really can influence, for example, how we feel, we've already won. Then the manifestation is like secondary, or it happens anyway. And it's going to happen not necessarily, I want to manifest X. I might not be knowing that X isn't the best thing for me. I want to have X because I think I'm going to feel better in having of it, right? If I can already feel that, I say, well, never mind X. I feel it already. It feels amazing. Then I can say to life, hey, if it isn't X, then it may be something better. So I just leave the door open. And the best thing comes in. Maybe X, maybe something else. And that's essentially super simple. And the wizard teaches us that. The first castle of turning, we are in the last wave spell. 4 wave spell form a castle. We've got 16 more wave spells ahead of us. 4 more castles. A castle consists of 52 days, 4 periods of 13 days. This is the first one, the red one, initiating. So we initiated the spin, the 9-month period. We're in the fruition of the initiation. We're in the culmination of the initiation. Yellow sun. Life. This, what we've set up in these 4 weeks, we're going to work with. That's what we're going to live. That's what we're going to massage and taste and spit out and ingest and digest and re-ingest and mold, and it does itself at the same time. And we can start exploring other things because this is going to take its journey through us consciously if we want to. Okay, I've said everything I want to say about this, I think. We want to wish us a beautifully explorative day, explore our abundance, each and every breath. Is there enough air? Is there enough air for you to breathe? If there isn't, then that's a problem. Is there enough, or there may soon be one, is there enough food? Is there enough space? Is there enough warmth? Are there enough friends? Is there enough love? Is there enough security? All of that, survival. When there's all of that, enough of it, we can really spread out our wings into the sky and be Skywalker. Bring heaven to earth. Dream. Active dreaming. Take some time to dream. Live your dream. Live in your dream. Be who you want to be. Be who you want to become. What does that feel like? How does the version of you that is going to be here a year from now, or that you would like to be in a year from now, maybe you don't even need to think about that. I used to not be able to think that. It's like, totally blocked. Now I have a bit of a vision for that. 5 years from now, yeah, 50 years from now also. I know what I want her to feel like. I know what I want her to look like. I know what I want, the abilities I want her to have. So can I embody that today? Can I walk around today embodying all that I would like myself to be? It's incidentally all the same. I want to be exactly in a year, on some accounts, who I want to be in 100 years. So I know. So can I embody that today? Yeah. And if I come up against something that isn't in accordance with that, what am I going to do with that? Am I going to say, there's a pain, there's a stiffness, there's something I don't like, I don't want to be this? Am I going to invest negative energy? Am I going to invest resistance? Or am I going to just notice it and say, oh yeah, you're reminding me of who and what I wanted to be, and I'm just going to go into the joy of dreaming, imagining it being what I wanted to be for today. I'm going to do it just like that. We're still getting to the snake, serpent, where you actually maybe need to do something, but today you don't need to do anything. Just dream it, just imagine it. And the doing will be a natural result of the dreaming, of the imagining it. That's the easy flow. That's the easy, that's the, or to me, that's the most organic, most easy, uncomplicated, smooth, fun, efficient way of manifesting. And in the meantime, I just follow this river of bliss. And I'm currently in a situation where it's very, very easy for me to do that. And for me today, I have to spend a little bit. Do I have to? I have to plant some seeds. Tomorrow is a seed day. That I'm going to do tomorrow, but I'm going to pre-seed. I'm going to pre-seed my seed day tomorrow already in my dream field today, because I know of myself in a different space and time where I battle with resistance a lot, unconsciously. And since I'm not really conscious of it, I override, and then I bump up against, and then I didn't see it coming, and then I react violently, more or less, or blah, 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 blah. So I know what that environment is, and I need my warrior to intelligently guide me to my own light, to the awareness of how calm, what is that about? What in my dream field is not in alignment with myself? What in myself is not in alignment with myself? In in that particular field. And I ask my intuition, I ask my warrior and my blue knight and the mirror in the occult to the blue knight to reflect the truth to me, to show me the truth, to show me where I may be afraid to see the truth, where I may fear the truth shall not set me free but bind me, or maybe cause hurt to me or someone else. And I'm blocking the flow. I'd like to invite the seed tomorrow, who's guided by the human, of course. Man, the fifth tone, the quintessential fifth tone, the overtone tone, is always guided by the seal of the 13th tone of that wave. It's one of the reasons that tone is so crucially, centrally important. And in this wave, we see how the seed, focus, seed potential, blossoming, our seed, is the quintessential essence of sun and human, the illuminated human, the transcendental human. The seed potential on tone 5, radiate, empower, command, guided by the human. That has to be wisdom involved or not. I mean, whatever is involved, we can see the reflection of truth. The mirror is always, the reflection is always truthful. The reflection is always truthful to what it's reflecting. Yeah, man. So I have my work cut out for me there. That's I'm parallelizing the blue hand wave spell, which taught me how to heal. But I just been through it. My unconscious knows, my subconscious knows now. So I'm going to bring this topic with me a little bit to heal that also. Where am I afraid of the truth? Where am I not in alignment? The star harmony is in a solar position in this wave spell. Very, very important for the cosmic human, for my own human transcendence into flesh, into life, into body, into flow. My own frequency, manifesting myself through the red moon, in this particular case, through my feelings, my memory, my flow. Universal water, where am I drying up? Where am I not flowing? Where is too much water, too little water? Am I in balance? All of that needs to be, wants to be. I ask it to be revealed and balanced. Fire and water need to be balanced. Yeah. All right. I wish us a beautiful, dreamy day. Abundant, full of intuition. May our intuition, when the intuition works, we don't even know that it's working. That's the brilliant thing. It's like some of us know this thing. We're in a job. We do maybe a lot, and we do it so efficiently, nobody notices even everything we're doing because there's just no glitch in the system. You know what I mean? Sometimes it's like, oh, can someone acknowledge what we're doing? But we're doing it so well that everybody else can do their thingy fluidly. And nothing needs to be, maybe if we do well to thank our bodies and our systems for their smooth flow, where we have nothing to do with it and we can't influence it maybe, and we aren't. We can just be grateful that it's working. That you put food in your mouth and some hours later it comes out the backside and you have no business with it whatsoever. Did you think about it? Did you tell your stomach what to do? Did you tell your intestines what to take from the food? No, it happens by itself. Blue storm. Auto So, the power of gratitude. I mean, we have a lot to be thankful for. You can thank every single cell. That'll get you into abundant gratitude mode real quickly. Okay. Have a beautiful day. Aho.